Can clinch a playoff berth in Ohio Division III Region 11 and complete a 10-0 season as they hosted East Liverpool. The Potters were hoping to keep their own postseason hopes alive with a win. We go to Indian Creek, and there they are, the Kellis Crazies. They got the shirts, they got the ties and the George Kellis hairdo, the mustaches, they got everything. In the second quarter, nothing ball game here at East Liverpool driving. Little misdirection, and before you know it, all of a sudden the Potters are in the end zone, touchdown, and it was a 6-0 lead for East Liverpool, and the sellout crowd for Indian Creek stunned. The East Liverpool Potter faithful happy as they see the two-point conversion go in. It was 8-0 in favor of East Liverpool. And we talked about turnovers in the Big Red game. Here, Indian Creek turning the ball over on the interception. It would go East Liverpool's way. East Liverpool had another turnover opportunity earlier. A piling on flag here goes against Indian Creek, cost them 15 more yards. It'd be costly. And then Braxton Carter from short yards. Indian Creek did a great job, Don, of shutting him down tonight. But there, he gets into the end zone. Last part of the first half, down 14-0. Indian Creek, 39 seconds to go. Stacy hauls it in from Burge. Then Rob Burge looks to throw. 7 seconds to go in a half. That's a touchdown, Indian Creek. Indian Creek gets on the board right before the half. That made it 14-6. The extra point would make it a 14-7 game at the half. Indian Creek, they had the momentum. They had it rolling. And there's the WTOV9 handbag. I don't know where that came from. But then the punt return. Stacy here. A flag's going to come in. You saw Potter go down. They called that a clip. You can't really tell on the replay whether it was or not. Game films will probably reveal that. Indian Creek disagreed with the call. East Liverpool accepted the call. Stacy's touchdown called all the way back due to the hanky on the field. But Indian Creek would get the ball back, and they would make him pay. Stacy, again, Donnie has big plays every week. Here, a big one. He's going to go all the way in for the touchdown. He gets into the end zone. That made it 14-13. Indian Creek on the extra point. They go for 2, and it is broken up. It's incomplete. They lined up for 1, ended up going for 2. It was incomplete. 14-13. East Liverpool still on top. Then Burge intercepted again. We talked about turnovers being costly. A 1-point game. The Potters run the interception back into the end zone. That made it a 20-13 lead in favor of East Liverpool. The 2-point conversion option, Coles is going to keep. Coles gets in. We go to the scoreboard. The 10-0 season goes by the boards for Indian Creek. East Liverpool comes in and keeps their playoff hopes alive. Indian Creek now 9-1. Two teams that later in the show, listening to George Kellis and John Simonson, will be able to find out and determine where they stand a little bit better than right now. But two teams that are going to keep their fingers crossed and hope that things fall their way and that they both can get a shot at the postseason. For Indian Creek, they had their destiny in their own hands. They let it slip through their hands tonight. Maybe they'll get a second life in terms of the postseason if some teams can help them out with some bonus points.
And once again, that postseason picture will try to clear it up a good bit after the scores and the highlights. John